Hey everyone, it's Kaylee here, and today I'm sharing a layout and process video for Scrap Squad. This week's Scraplift is in the top right hand corner, and you can also find it in the description below as well. Now this week's lift has like a sunburst effect on the background. So before I started filming, I picked out a pattern paper from the Reaching Out collection that I wanted to use for my sunburst. Now on the original, they've used different pattern papers for each of the rays, but I've used just the one pattern paper for mine. And I've stuck it down in the middle, and I'm now distressing the edges of each of the bursts, and then I'm going to stick those down as I go along. I have left a little white border around the edge. I kind of just eyeballed this. I have a silhouette portrait, so I can only cut my cut files in A4. So I do like just to trim them down a little bit just to tidy up the edges. And now my sunburst is all stuck down. I've distressed all the edges of each of the rays. I'm now going to come in with some strips of pattern paper. In the original layout, they have like washi strips on some of the rays, so I'm going to try and mimic this kind of design with some pattern paper instead. And I've picked out this absolutely gorgeous pink check from the Reaching Out collection. I've not got very much of this pattern paper left because I've used lots of it already, so it's kind of perfect for these little bits of details on my background. And again, I'm going to place those all around the sunburst, and I'm kind of doing it where I do one ray, then miss a ray, one ray, then miss a ray, and that's just so then it doesn't get too overwhelming on my background. And this is the photograph that I'm going to use. It's a photo of Darcy, and she's playing on her trampoline, and she just looked adorable. I snapped a photograph of her playing, and it was taken last summer, so it's a summer photo. And I think this layout works really well for it. Now for my strips, I'm going to distress all the edges of those. I really like the effect that distressing the edges of paper gives. It just adds some texture and dimension to a layout. And it does look really nice on the background. It does make it look a little less flat on the page. So I'm going to go around distressing all the edges and sticking them down with some double-sided tape. And I used tape just so that they didn't end up popping off or anything. And because they were on like different levels of paper. And now I'm going to commit to sticking my photo down. Now in the original layout, there's two photographs. There's a larger one and a smaller one. I've only got the one photo. So I've used one of the 2x2 square cut aparts from this collection, and it says "You Are My Sunshine," and I've also matted that with some white cardstock as well, just to make it pop a little bit off that off the background, because the background sunburst is the same colour as this, and I think that looks really nice, and it does look a lot like the original layout. I'm not going to add a title. They've got their title on one of the rays. I'm not going to add a title to mine. The "You Are My Sunshine" piece is going to be my title. So now I'm bringing in some embellishments and trying to figure out what I want to use. I'm going to have my clusters in slightly different places to the original. I just felt like it worked better for me, and it looked better to my eye than trying to put them where they are on the original layout. I've got a little rainbow there that I think that was actually originally from pattern paper, and I've just fussy cut the border out. And there's this little emoji face with the heart eyes, and again I've just trimmed the white border on that a little bit. I don't think the emoji face makes it on the final layout, but it is sat there for now. Now I'm having a rummage through my pattern papers, and I'm finding this gorgeous floral paper, which I'm going to fussy cut some florals out to add to my clusters. I love a paper with things that you can fussy cut out and make a collection stretch that a little bit further. So like florals, stars, butterflies, all things like that. are perfect for adding to clusters and bulking out a cluster a little bit. And I really like that those papers are in a lot of collections, so they do last you a little bit longer. You can get a lot more out of them. So now my clusters, my floral clusters are fussy cut. I have left a little border on those as well, just so that they don't get lost in the background. And I'm going to add one here to the top corner of my photo, and another at the bottom corner of my photo. And fussy cutting these florals out, I have brought some of this gorgeous blue colour onto the page, so I'm going to try and bring that in other areas as well. Because so far it's kind of pink and this mustardy yellow, so I'm going to bring in some of the lovely blue colour. I'm just going to try and see if there's anything else I want on this page, and this is where I'm kind of making some final decisions now of what's going to make it and what isn't. I had this bramble fox heart, which is in the perfect colour. I did only have the one of the hearts left because I had quite a few, but I've used them quite a bit with this collection because they match so well. And I'm going to bring in some phrase stickers as well. Not stickers, sorry, die cuts. And I really, the phrases that kind of work with the photograph. I'm just deciding now what colour I want to bring in. And I do decide in the end to go for the navy, because there's the navy in the florals as well, in some of the leaves and the stems of the blue flowers as well. So I'm just having a rummage through the embellishments just to see if there's anything else I want to bring in. I have quite a few of the die cuts left, so it's kind of just filtering out what I want to use and what I don't want to use. I distressed the edges of the little word die cuts, and I'm going to pop those up on foam as well. I do like different levels of embellishments throughout my page, just so everything's not flat on the background, and it does bring a few things forward and makes them pop a little bit. So this is more or less my layout finished now. I really, really enjoyed this lift, and I think there's lots of different ways you can interpret this layout as well. I am going to bring in some gold sequins, just to add a little bit of sparkle. There's no metallic at all on this page, so just a couple of sequins just add that little bit of sparkle that you need. It is a sunshine layout after all. And I'm going to stick those down with my wet glue. I've never had any issues with them popping off with this glue, which is the Tombow Mono Multi, I think it's called. It's the green bottle. So here are my close-ups. Please do check out the Scrap Squad Facebook group and join in with our Scraplift this week. Thank you for watching. Bye.